This is our 9/11, guys.
Hey, wait, what?
Jesus.
John
Bro,
Cena has
he
been compromised to a permanent end.
Oh, Jesus.
John
When was the last time wrestling broke your heart? Because for many people, that was last Saturday, December 13th. Or maybe it wasn't the first time for you, maybe it was the worst time. Because last Saturday, John Cena, the man who never gave up and tapped out to Gunther. And not only that, he tapped out with a smile on his face before finally taking his final bow. Now I am joined here by my brothers in mourning, Matt, Ephraim, and Ray, to discuss what I think will be right up there with Undertaker and the streak losing to Brock Lesnar as a canon event in WWE history. The retirement of John Cena and how it happened. So, yeah, man, Kayfabe and Chill. I remember before this was a podcast, like these are the moments that we were talking about. Oh, we need a podcast for this, moments like this where it's like we're all kind of all over the place, and there's so many different emotions. So that's what this podcast is going to be. We reserve the right to be wrong. Okay, this is don't please don't pull us to the fire. We're in a mourning right now. We're grieving. Um, and with that said, I just wanted to start off. Let's just go straight to the scene of the crime. The tap, the smile, the giving up, the retirement, the booing. Um, Anyone can start here. What did we think of what happened last Saturday to our brethren, the man who gave up, John Cena?
like I'd say everyone's just going through the 5 stages of grief. Like I've seen so many clips of being like, nah, John Cena didn't want it this way or it was written this way, and everyone's having their theories. I'm like, the first stage of grief is denial, bruh.
Basically, that's what
Yeah.
everybody's feeling. Just
Yeah.
because coming into this, it was like there was the idea it was gonna happen. There's no doubt about it. We all saw the memes. Oh, me going up against Gunther if he makes Cena tap, and you're like, oh, it's funny, it's not gonna happen. And then all of a sudden, last time Cena's been tapped out, only 4 people have done it, and it's like, all right, now it's getting me worried. Like, is this the route? It ended up happening. It was just shocked. I think the camera panning over to the fans when it happened literally sums it up because you're just like, what did I just see? Like, you never would have thought that was gonna happen.
They also didn't even make the rules clear because in every single match that we've seen so far, whenever a person passes out, they raise their hand and they drop it. The match is over. So when that happened the first time, I was like, "Fuck, it's over." And so when they did it a second time and a third time, I was like, "Oh, he's awake. Cena's gonna win the match." And then as soon as they showed the look on his face, I was like, "Oh." Before the smile even came, I was like, "Oh, it's over. He's gonna
Yeah,
tap."
yeah,
It's been a very, very tough week for me, for the former champ. I've been sick. I've had multiple styes in both eyes. Don't know why. I have very rhyme bars. Um, you know, um, I got been staying late, super late for work the last 2 days, and I recently just lost my car. And to top it all off, I got to witness John Cena tap out to Gunther, the man
I
that's
also
preached,
lost $200.
a man that's preached never give up numerous times, over and over again, and he taps out. Don't get me wrong, we get it. Wrestlers always go out looking up at the lights. That's the old saying in professional wrestling. But the hardest part is that you build this character up of John Cena being superhuman. If you haven't checked out our video, Kayfabe and Chill, the myth of John Cena, I definitely will go check it out.
that's a real
But
worker right there. That's a real worker. Continue.
but you know, that was the whole essence of Cena. So never give up was the 3 words. You have that man tap, even when you knew that crowd was heavily behind him, he should have won. And we officially mourn John Cena and what wrestling has become. So I'm gonna put these glasses back on and let the boys speak on the rest of it. That's all I
What
gotta
a,
say.
what happened to this
Not
game
only
we love,
that,
man?
is that we are all pretty much going through some like shit right now. And so not only you see a man of just that never gives up and shit that preaches it, you see bro just give up and you're just like,
You know what? Maybe it's time.
fuck I do.
Maybe I do want to give up and run through traffic.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what
this is
Cena preached.
this is
Me
the
trying to convince myself I gotta finish the story so I don't run into oncoming traffic.
well, the counter to that is Me thinking, me thinking I can finish my story, but then realizing I think it's time to tap out. I think it's time to tap out with a smile. Time to let the demons win. You know what really breaks my heart? Because to be honest with you, as I've sat with it, as I've read a bunch of opinions, wrestling threads right now is a fucking mess. Like
Oh
everyone
yeah.
is just like has no
Oh,
idea what to think, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to watch, but also it gets a little bit racy sometimes, especially towards our female threaders or female fans. Like it can be a little weird, but the
Cena
thing that
did this
I've
on purpose.
Cena hates women. No,
and
let's get back on
uh,
track.
Cena.
we're getting demonetized for
So
taking the video
No, I
down.
mean, not entirely. Clearly, you have not seen Total Bellas.
I mean, rule 554 of John Cena's house rules.
I know. Oh my God, I was just watching that last night. Hey, shout out to Deke. Shout out to Deke with his cup pong. Legendary man. Legendary man. Anyways, what I've
Notice how
come
Nikki
to
Bella didn't show up to the retirement show.
that's interesting. That's just
I think
noticing.
we're going too
Like
bad.
I
So,
said, guys, we're just laughing to keep from crying, guys. Um, what I've sort of like what I've sort of like started to bargain with myself with is like, okay, maybe I'm not exactly mad at what happened because I love Gunther. I'm a big Ring General
You're
guy.
just a
Very,
gooner.
I'm a gooner, dude. You can clip that. I don't give a fuck. I'm a gooner
Hey, we can
till
look,
I
confirm.
die.
We
Till I
can
look,
confirm in
die.
our chat. We can confirm in our chat. We'll pull it up.
All right,
wait,
I'm cutting
hold
that.
hold on.
But what I'm trying to say is I get the
Ray should have
decision.
said, "Show the Titantron."
Show Randy Orton with the midget. Wait a minute.
Everyone said I'd like to see that footage. Um, is more so what it felt like more like was like it's an intentionally unsatisfying conclusion to an unsatisfying story. Like what really sucked was the whole retirement tour, if I'm being honest, and we'll get to the whole macro of it and we'll go like piece by piece of the retirement tour. But the retirement tour kind of sucked except for spots. And then you're gonna tell me that you're gonna end it on a downer. So it's like I have nothing else, nothing but negative emotions tied to besides like maybe three moments in John Cena's entire retirement tour. And
Would
so
So
you
to
have
me,
been
that's
happy
what
if John Cena took the belt home and then they brought the TKO belt?
it would have made sense for the last real champion. And then from now on, it's just all the TKO champs.
I want to put this in perspective because when we look at that match, I would understand if Gunther would have won if the crowd was very chanting of to Gunther. You know what I mean? If it was signing to Gunther and the fans' reaction was to Gunther, if that makes sense. But since that crowd was very much so behind Cena the whole way through, everything Cena did, of course it's his last match. It's going to be like that. You know what I mean? But some
Yeah.
wrestlers don't get that interaction during their farewell tour. You look at, like, Flair at Mania. I looked at a match with Flair and Michaels, and Flair never got that reaction at that Mania. Maybe it was
Goldberg.
just, yeah, Goldberg too. Like, you know what I mean? Those are the wrestlers, okay, that's fair. It's okay to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with Cena, the entire crowd was behind him. So, call an audible. Call it in while you're in back, Triple H. This is the moment where you need John Cena to go over and beat Gunther. Yes, it might kill Gunther's character. I get that. But it also puts Gunther in a different light. Maybe, I lost to Cena. Maybe I have a character change. Maybe we get a face Gunther. There's always different avenues to take a character. Because right now, we just see Gunther as a new legend killer, which we've seen before.
And I'm glad you said that because I think like a day after the Saturday night, I think Santi he kind of said I don't think he's for it just because we don't know what it's gonna mean for Gunther long term.
You better
Yeah,
strap
to
that
his
motherfucker to the moon of being the most hated human being and being the
that's
ultimate
what I'm
heel
saying.
forever.
But even if they don't pull that off, you just had him beat Cena for what? If they don't pull that trigger on him.
Because you can even kill a character too. Because you look at when Roman retired Taker,
Yep.
and everyone booed Roman, but it was made mostly for like a month or two, if I remember correctly. Roman still was, hated no matter what you did, and you never turned him heel. You kept him a face. At that
Yeah.
moment, you could probably turn him into a heel, even with that moment. Like if they capitalize this right with Gunther, you can do that. But
Yeah.
like I said, I see two sides of the coins on every aspect of wrestling. So, but
And that's the thing is like I feel like no one should feel one specific thing about this event. I think it's okay to have very conflicting, very powerful emotions. Because Lord knows, imagine the sight of me. I don't have the shirt on right now because it's in my hamper, but imagine me fully decked out, the headbands, I had the towel wrapped around my waist, full shirt, and I'm just sitting here, just watching John Cena sit there after tapping out. I'm just depressed as fuck. I am just
Bro,
the
when
saddest
he's
man in the world right now.
I
when he's
kind of
saying I
knew.
gave it my all, dude, I was like, oh my gosh.
You know what's kind of upsets? We got no retirement speech.
That's what
Yeah.
was odd too. I
Yeah.
was like, dude, we just got Triple H. Like, what? Not,
When he
bro,
showed
Can
I
we
want to hear
can
the
we
guy speak.
can we talk about
they
the
fucked
retirement
up with the
moment?
whole
Can we talk about
showing
this?
the video. I thought it was gonna be like an induction.
Oh, like
Yeah.
they announced like, oh, you're getting inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Whenever
Like,
Triple H like showed the screen to Cena, I was like, "Oh, this got to be the induction thing." Like,
yeah,
no, it's
here
just a video.
let's slow that down real quick because I do want to talk about and like get your guys' thoughts on the retirement ceremony. But first, I just want to say real quick what Ephraim mentioned. The crowd was so behind Cena. The "Don't Give Up" chants got me
How do
Dude,
you
very
lose?
emotional.
Like, if you know Cena's lore and like the whole Dragon Ball, lend me your energy, he should not have lost. Like, if this was like
It got me.
That
2010 or what the hell,
that's where the character development comes in for wrestling. But also, as you know, Triple H, he's been the guy in the business for so long. He has to understand. Even Bruce Pitchford or whoever's in the back running that match, you have to put into fact that you have to make that audible call to have Cena win, because you know how angry that crowd's gonna be when that match is over if he loses.
oh yeah.
That's the moment
AW
that
chants. We want
exactly.
Vince chants, which, by the way, there are no correct responses, but that was a wrong response. Do not bring back Vince, by the way. We are very anti-Vince. So,
Triple
I
but
H
yeah.
mean,
has to get his head out of his like his fucking ass or whatever because he was saying like, "Oh, I don't care what happens on social media. I care what's happening in who the people are in the arena who are giving us money and they're there." Well, that also had an effect of what people are doing now in the shows. I mean, look what happened with Gunther on Monday Night Raw, or even in the show, you have people there who paid money and you send them all home sad.
See,
I,
and
I
oh god.
I get it too with Gunther. You want to make Gunther a bigger star, but you can also do that by having him lose a match. Gunther's always been a noble wrestler. He's always been the mat guy. He's always been the one that has a standard. What do you call it? A certain aura about him that
Honor.
he
Yeah,
honor.
yeah.
There you go. So it wouldn't even hurt him if he lost that match. Yes, you make him more of a dominant heel, but he also had the honor to be a wrestler to be like, I lost to one of the greats. That's fine. But I mean, I took out half the field in Raw. I should get a title shot or something.
Would you have been happier if he just didn't? I think what he should have done is just not tap because then even
Yeah,
with Gunther pins him, Gunther didn't get what he wanted. He wanted to fucking get him the tap and submit him.
a pass
And
out
so
would have.
in a way, if Cena were to get pinned, Gunther doesn't entirely win. I mean, he wins the match, but he doesn't entirely win.
Yeah, I would have been cool with like a pass out or a pin. I think the pinning is also like a red flag, just because we know Cena to be Super Cena, and it's very hard to knock him down. Which I love that element to the match itself of them, power bombs, attitude adjustment, and just kicking out. And da da da. That was great back and forth between the two of them. I just wish he would have passed out. And people are in the comments going to say that we're just crybabies and we're Vince fanboys and da 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 da. Even though we just
Which
said
is
we don't like Vince
hilarious.
McMahon. Yeah,
So funny.
but we have to put into fact that there's a certain time and place for moments like this in wrestling. And that moment of letting Gunther win was just the right decision. And like I said, I've been quiet about it in the group chat. I think y'all have not heard me say anything about it in a while. Like I was like, well, every wrestler goes out looking at the lights. I get that term, but in that moment, it wasn't for Cena. That wasn't his moment. Yes, he probably wanted to put Gunther over, but Gunther didn't need it.
Yeah, you know what? I had a Threads post about that, where I was trying to, everyone is trying to predict what's going to go on, and everyone's saying what they want, and under the guise of this is what they should do. So I was like, you know what? Let me jump in this conversation. What I said was, look, you look at some of the biggest retirements, Shawn Michaels, um, Ric Flair, Goldberg, like they went out losing because how I saw it was a lot of they spent a lot of their careers breaking hearts and taking names and capitalizing and being heels and whatnot. And granted, like Shawn Michaels had great babyface runs, but also we know about his history. He's a great babyface because we know of his heel history. Cena was a babyface through and through. So I thought like the way you make it satisfying for the heels for their retirement matches, they lose. You know, they come up short in the end because now that we're rooting for them and trying to get one last win, they're trying to be the baby face. That's not their thing. That's why they lose. Meanwhile, Cena, they're chanting Super Cena. They're chanting "Don't give up," which is like to me one of the most powerful chants I think in wrestling history. You know, with that much like history behind Cena, and
I
to
still
have that
whenever I
be
rewatch the match, whenever I hear the "Don't give up," I'm like,
no, right? So you play that moment, and I don't know about you guys, but the match itself was just so good, like a banger. Like there was a moment where I thought it was going to start ending, and then they start going out of the ring and started setting up the steps and all this stuff, and I'm like, okay,
the part
Yeah,
we're
that
good.
ruined it,
Like
where
the
you
match
kind
is
of
going to be
figured
great.
Cena was gonna lose, was whenever he was like, "One last time, you can't see me. Get ready, get ready."
And then he didn't complete it, and I was like, oh, this is
No,
not
the
going to look
audience
good.
ruined it. They said it too early.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's right. But
You
anyways,
know,
real quick, I just want to complete my point is yeah, we're the way to make it satisfying for Cena, I felt, was with the entire WWE universe, like Matt mentioned, or with the Spirit Bomb, is you have everyone power him up one last time, one last like expelling of Super Cena before he goes off into the sunset. And that's how I felt. I'm trying to cope through the things. I'll give the other perspective later on. But yeah, what were we gonna say, Eva?
I mean, I also think too that no matter what the outcome was going to be, someone was going to be online like, oh, there goes Super Cena not putting over Gunther and da 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 da, and because my dad's an ultimate John Cena hater. Like he hates John Cena with a passion, a burning passion. Yes, yes, yes. I know. Look, but I grew up on Cena. He grew up on Austin and Rock. So those guys always had like a special place in his heart. But he
You
never
still have LA
understood.
Knight.
Yeah, he loves LA Knight. He doesn't understand the idea of Cena. He says, "Yeah, he makes a wish, kids. I love that. That's my only favorite thing about John Cena is the make a wish things he does." But he's like, I just never understood his character. And funnier enough, he's the one that gave me the idea of the Captain America thing, of the idea in my head. But you look at people like that, and my dad, and someone's never gonna be the 100% Cena fan. They're always gonna be a hater. So he wanted Gunther to win. He thought it was perfect. You know what I mean? And that's two different sides of the coin because we're all Cena fans here. We all love John Cena. I mean, that's our first superhero that we watch on TV. So you look at my dad, and he's the ultimate Cena hater. So he thought that match ended perfectly the way it should have. But mine was like, I didn't think that ended the way I wanted it to be.
Bro, this got me so low to I thought about whatever fucking Cheska put in the chat, and I was like, "Ah, whatever. Would I honestly have preferred that? 4 letters, one word, go. Super kick.
Wait, hold
I,
on. Wait, can we acknowledge that Matt, of all people, is saying right now that he would have much preferred the Jey Uso John Cena retirement match instead of
Not
Cody
saying
Rhodes like the last salute. It's yeah, 4 letters.
well, what I really
not
want,
saying I would have preferred it. I just wouldn't be as depressed.
Yeah.
yeah. So look, something I wish that would have happened. I don't know how it would have worked. Is that I wish I would have seen all of Cena's like past foes and all that come out to help him beat Gunther. You know what I mean? What I
Mm.
imagine, because I don't know if I sent you, it was like a stop animation video of I forgot his name, and I was if we need to clip it, we'll put it in the chat. I mean the video. I sent it to Jessica. But Gunther makes Cena pass out. Gunther's mad. He beats the crap out of Cena because he didn't tap, so Gunther wants to take him out. Da da da. You have every past person that Cena's ran into in the past: Orton, Punk, Jay, like everybody in there, kind of giving like Cena Avenger style team up, take down Gunther for one last time while Cena gives him an attitude adjustment, and kind of go have the crowd go home happy, saying goodbye to Cena, which is something that I would have got behind and be like, okay, that I accept that. You know what I mean? Cena's still on top.
It
Yeah,
makes me
yeah.
so upset that Randy wasn't there.
Oh yeah, I think
He was at
everybody.
Mr. Beast World, just because, the biggest week of wrestling. And you know what? Mr. Beast World.
Ray,
Just gotta
shut
love
up.
One, all I know is Tony Khan. Give Cena like 100 billion dollars to
it.
have a retirement match against Edge.
I would
Oh.
love to see Tony Khan pull that off, and I would love to see Edge and Cope and Cena to go out 1-on-1 last time.
Oh man.
But like
That'd be
Cena said he's done with WWE and wrestling. He didn't say AEW wrestling.
Hey,
Nah, he
looks
said
like I
Don't
last
feel
give
time
like
he
him
we're
seen me
all in
hope.
perform in a
I
ring.
see we're all in the denial phase right
We're
now.
so,
bargaining.
so you're telling me
Um,
there's a chance?
Nah, he said the last time you see me perform in a ring.
I see what Matt said earlier. It's the Blade Runner uh, effect. The tin.
yeah,
What he
it's
said,
very
what
much
like
like
is he
in.
talking about like a squared circle ring, or does he mean like what if it's like TNA like
The
Little
sphere octagon.
gone, yeah.
Be like, hey, you said square circles, so get in the fucking ring.
have
Go ahead and run
have
them
the real
ropes.
have the rear retirement match. Have Edge and Cena do a whole feud, and then have MJF be the one to take him out.
Oh
My
my
goodness,
god.
the John Cena MJF feud would be just.
Oh, we should really fantasy book John Cena's, retirement run.
Tony Khan would have booked it way better than Vince and booked it way better than Hunter because he's just a fan.
Can we talk about that real quick? I would love to talk about I think Ephraim mentioned it before. There's the time old tradition. You go up looking at the lights. You go
Hmm.
out giving back to the business. And then you have AEW, who have their track record with the retiring legends has been pretty phenomenal when it comes to Brian Danielson. He had a
Hmm.
great
Sting.
title run, and then yep, the big one is Sting, who his Sting is like the one that has been in conversations a lot because he won his last match. Is he gave um, Sting the opportunity to win in Greensboro with Darby Allin tagging against the Young Bucks and
I don't want to see
fantastic
the
match.
Young Bucks win. Fuck no.
Exactly. It's like you don't want you're rooting so hard against the Young Bucks because like really we're gonna get the Young Bucks to beat Sting for his last match, and I just can't help but feel like there is a bit of a disconnect and there's a bit of a difference there. So I do want to bring up that question is like I don't even really know what question I want to ask, but that idea of tradition, is that still, do you guys still care for that? Do you think that's something that we should hold on to, or do you think it's just a matter of best story wins at this point?
I think it just needs to be over with. I think when we look at Cena, he's on almost everybody's Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. He was the one exception. I think you deserve to let him win. He's practically given everything for wrestling. And I think this was the one shot. This whole retirement run has been so inconsistent. It's been like so downhill. Yeah, there's a couple of good moments, but this was the one time to make it up, and you just blow it out like that. Whereas, like we brought up Sting right now, AEW. I think maybe I'm wrong, but I felt didn't they say he was like undefeated his retirement run?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like in that case, you could have done the same with Cena. Yeah, like of course he'll probably lose the belt, which I'm like, all right, it was bound to happen. But he went out like a champion, undefeated. His
Sting
success
retired
story.
with the tag team titles, him and Darby.
Oh, she see there you go. You could have had that happen too,
Yeah.
but
But I
I guess
mean, we have to look at it too. If Stone Cold never walked, because Stone Cold was the biggest star at the moment, right? Because I think Rocky never really retired. He just put over Brock Lesnar and dipped to Hollywood, right?
yeah.
So if Stone Cold never left and never took his ball one home against Brock Lesnar, would have had the same reaction if he would have lost to Brock Lesnar, or do you think Vince would have put him over a Brock Lesnar? Because this is pretty much the same story with this.
I have
If you
seen that
think about it.
discussion. Yeah, yeah. It's an interesting discussion, but also it's like that's Vince McMahon, this Triple H, and we're slowly finding out, I think, what there was like a honeymoon period with Triple H's booking. I think there was such a beautiful little honeymoon period where we were all like, yeah, we're about to have some fun, and then four letters, one word, uh-uh. Well,
I
three
mean,
letters,
Dude,
I guess,
is it
TKO.
just TKO? They could. How much do they really have a play? Because like it wasn't until they were obtained where it started going to shit.
so what Mad told me this about what he was talking about earlier at Triple H being a booker. If you look at Triple H's most decisions, he has been kind of lacking ever since Stephanie McMahon was out of the office with him, out of the chair. Stephanie was always in Triple H's ear at the beginning of his, of his start of what he was doing of creative. So I don't know if Stephanie was able to tell him like Hunter, no, this idea needs to be cut and this idea needs to be put over. Because as we know, Stephanie McMahon is very much, adamant on listening to the fans itself. She literally told us to get a VPN while,
She did.
they were switching over to ESPN. So to me, it's kind of like
Whoa.
maybe sorry, maybe it is Stephanie that helps Triple H understand like this is what we need to go. And I think Punk said a long time ago, or Ambrose, Moxley, sorry, he's like, "Are you gonna get your balls out of your wife's purse or something like that?"
Yeah.
So I think something along those lines. That's where it makes sense because I feel like Stephanie was one with these ideas to help Hunter.
Do you have an idea of who would be next after Triple H? I really hope it's Rollins because it would really fit in like the whole visionary shit.
Yeah, the authority, the lineage of authority figures. It would
I
be really
think
nice.
I mean,
Punk maybe.
I see
I think
Punk.
I see Punk
I,
running NXT though.
Yeah,
I
I do
see
see that.
NXT as well. I think it would be a committee. In the future, I would prefer it be like a group of people as opposed to just one booker because
And I mean, shit. Tony Khan might buy WWE at one point. Who knows?
well, we're all every single entertainment outlet is going to get bought by the Saudis. So we're going to be answering to whoever the guy is that sits in the middle of every
Not
single boxing
not
match.
Warner Brothers though. They're planning on declining Paramount's offer because apparently Paramount also very much partnered with the Saudis.
Hmm. Well, there you
Good
go.
for
Apparently
That's
they're having
them.
a
one.
deal.
There's one. There's one
All
pure
it takes
company.
is one. In
That's
any
all it takes.
revolution, in any riot, all it takes is one to fight
With
back.
the
That's all
way
I can
that
say.
And we're
with
going
the
to
way
be
that
counting on multi-billion dollar company Warner Brothers to be our rebellion. So
with the way that Cody was like handling his like the retirement or handling the show when it ended, I'm like, damn, he probably should have been the one to retire him. Because the way that he was just the last one there, and you see the look on his face of him just staring at it, be like, damn, I really am the face, and him like registering that like, oh fuck, I'm the face of the company now. Like the original face is gone.
But we don't even have Cody for much longer because he's 40 years old as well.
Yeah,
And I
he's
Yeah, he
think
said
old.
his next coming contract is the last one.
he has 10 years. I mean, 5 to 6 years left. Honestly, before his body gives out.
yeah, yeah, and then I'm sure towards the later end of that 5 years, it'll be a little bit more part-time type thing. So
So I
that
mean,
that, that is you know what? Where do we go from here? Where what does WWE go from this point? And then we'll discuss us, our the state of us with
well,
WWE. But first,
Who gets a retirement run? I
AJ.
don't think anybody does.
no, I don't think anybody either. I think it comes down to like, yeah, we're gonna
Maybe
retire.
Cody if he keeps going this way, but I think the only one worthy is a Roman.
Yeah. And I think of the other guys like AJ, Brock, Punk, I mean, all the older wrestlers get into that side. I hate mentioning Brock 'cause I hate Brock Lesnar. But they're
He's gonna
gonna
be
try
gone
to,
by the end of this year. Don't worry.
yeah, so like these guys will finish off their matches putting over guys or shit. The reason why I hate Brock Lesnar is because he will not go over anybody. He wants to go over himself. He wants to be
If
the beast to the last day.
if he wins
Better be
like
against
his
Braun.
last match, dude, the heat he's gonna get and Triple H,
Yeah.
dude.
And that tells you everything you need to know. But with Cena leaving, it's going to be an unpopular opinion and an unpopular take. But I think with Cena retiring and, it opens up more space with not better wrestlers, open up a space for other storylines to prosper. Because I feel like Cena was so much a part of what was going on this year, was kind of limited,
he was a
wrestlers not,
crutch.
yeah, not being
Yeah.
on there. So as much as I'm like, yay, I mean, it's sad that he's gone. It's kind of like, yeah, I want to see what they're going to do and what other opportunities they can show us, which wrestlers could be on screen.
Yeah.
Cena was talking out of his ass during some of the interviews. Like he said he wanted to do 200 and something dates. Bro, there's only 52 weeks in a year.
He was pulling that Hulk Hogan thing where he was like,
Yeah.
I
Like,
wrestled 366 matches in 1 year because of the time zones.
And maybe
You know, it
maybe you
comes
want
for
to do
us
more live
all.
events. More
I
live
mean,
events.
there's not even that many live events anymore. That's the thing. And
Yeah.
True,
Raw,
too.
okay, if you were to count that he was there for every Raw and SmackDown, that's only 100. PLEs, that's just like another 12. Like,
Maybe also like public appearances too.
Was Bro also working like NXT and doing episodes of fucking Dynamite?
I can see that. Also, I think it's dates as in also like public appearances and
Yeah.
different charity events and whatnot. But yeah, when he said that, I was like, 220 dates. You're already saying 36 was enough on your body. So I'm calling a little Hulk Hogan magic on that one, but
Like
we'll
if you
we'll
would have
let it
said
slide. We'll let it
if
slide. We love you that
if
much, Cena.
if you would have said 50 or 60, okay, understandable. But 200 is like, oh yeah, you're not gonna survive at the end of the year.
And you know what's
Personally, if
even
I was Cena and
crazier?
I wanted to say goodbye, I would have showed up on every Raw and SmackDown.
Exactly. And you know what's even crazier is WWE and TKO sitting them down and being like, look, that's not our business model anymore. We actually do much less dates because we want to charge more. And in order to charge more, it needs to be more special. And because of that, we'll only need you for 36.
Which,
Like
Dude,
they're not even doing the Madison Square Garden or like the famous house shows this year.
Yeah.
And my thing is, bro, this was the last PLE. Can you imagine all the way to January 31st of the Rumble? How long and brutal this is gonna be?
no, this is the moment where people need to turn into NXT and watch their product that they're putting out. Because at this time of the year, this is where they show and showcase what the talent is. And this is where their storylines start getting better and improving.
Yep.
Because during this downtime, it's kind of like just like, Trick Williams and the stuff that was on the back burner for so long now is getting caught up. So this is a perfect moment to go to NXT, watch their product in January, December, December, early January, and see what talent's out there. Find your new NXT wrestlers. Find the next star you want to watch that makes you interested, like a John Cena. Like Obafemi is killing it right now. Y'all saw him on Saturday night. Like
yep.
Obafemi is killing it. Look at Ruka killing it. Zarya is coming up. Blake Monroe. You got all these young up and coming talents.
And also I'll be that annoying guy. I don't give a fuck. AEW right now is on such a crazy roll. Ever since, All In Texas, their weekly television shows have been absolutely phenomenal. They've even put PLE quality show like Blood and Guts and Winter is Coming on Dynamite. So if you're open-minded, if you aren't subscribed to any sort of tribalism, if you're not an asshole,
And to be fair,
AEW is very fun and also has such a great mix of young guys, a couple veterans that people who are in their prime. Kyle Fletcher is like going through the roof right now. Like I'm buying all the stock on him. So, if you're just a
I
fan
think
of
he was
wrestling,
just on Chris Van Fleet right now, wasn't he?
he was, yeah, just came out
and,
today.
and to be fair, if you want to go feel back like you're watching old school SmackDown and Raw and ECW days, go watch AEW. It's a fun aspect of going back to your childhood to watch it. Where I can
I mean,
speak on
people
it.
know they were giving
Yeah.
Triple H AEW
Yeah,
chance.
yeah.
Yeah. And I'll say this too. I think this ending for Cena, the way they ended it with tradition backing it up, if that thought alone, if that justification just does not work for you, if it sounds like fucking conservative, like sometimes when people just say, "Oh, it's a tradition, it's just the way things go," it just sounds so like conservative and so like
Old
okay, I
school.
don't give a fuck, man. Like I don't give a fuck about your tradition. Like I want what's good. I want what is entertaining. I want stuff that's captivating. I want something fresh. AEW is doing the damn thing, So I'm just trying to go through towards the joy. I haven't really been tuning in, and so that brings us to I think the conversation we wanted to have. We talked about the state of WWE. It's very much up in the air. I want to talk about the state of us and our relationship to wrestling, to WWE, because me, I'm really like falling so deep into the art of it. I love it. I'm watch. There's such a deep catalog of stuff I need to catch up on. WWE, AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, TNA, all this stuff. And I'm tuning into AEW weekly, and I'm having a ball. I feel like I'm in Disneyland. But when it comes to WWE, and when the weekly shows come in, and I see another guy in a black hoodie coming in, I love Austin Theory, But I am curious. I don't know if they're gonna land the plane with that. With all that being said, is like. Yeah, like we've talked about it a little bit before recording, but what is your guys' relationship to WWE at the moment? Ray is very frustrated at what I'm saying. That's how mad he is right now. Look at him. Look at
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Oh, the Spurs are losing. One of the two.
Yeah, yeah. Just for context here, he's watching the Spurs and Knicks NBA Cup game and doesn't look like it's going well. But
Yeah.
um, but yeah, Matt, actually, I think you're the person who I think a lot of people are feeling at the moment. So I would love for you to just open up the discussions like, yeah, your relationship to Cena and how your relationship to wrestling is definitely being affected after what happened Saturday.
Not only that, I mean, I have a video. I had a video that I made that I haven't uploaded yet on what I like really kind of discussed on the whole nostalgia thing and how this is going. But Actually, I'll share this right now to you, Chesco, that you can share. Or my thing is with WWE, they need to get their kind of shit together, especially with the male talent. Because if you look on the right side, those are all people that are going to be leaving within the span of like a year or two, maybe even 3. I mean, we could just got Cena right now, and then next year we're using AJ and Brock. We really don't care, but
At Ray soon, it looks like it.
but you got Ray knocking at the door, and then you got Shinsuke also too, along with Sheamus is about to be done too. He's like, I think he's like 46, 47,
Yeah.
6, 7. Um,
Oh shit!
we did see a plug too. He said he's gonna be up, but and then if you look on the left, those are all wrestlers over the age of 40.
Bro, Chesko activated like the Winter Soldier over there.
Akira, Akira Tozawa is not on the list, but again,
Not my goat,
he's up there
Tozawa.
too. But he's
Not
up there too.
my go Tozawa.
But those are all people on the age of 40. If you take a look at this entire roster, can you name any other superstars that are on the roster that are not on here?
Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed.
Ray Phoenix.
You mean that are of this
Bo Dallas.
age
That
level,
are
or
that
just
are
in general, like
below
younger?
below the age.
Oh shoot!
I got the Vision, Braun, Paul,
All the NXT
Braun
guys,
Logan,
Javon
Theory.
Evans.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leon
Trick.
Slater.
Ethan Page.
No, people that are
Yeah.
on the main roster.
Main roster, so not Ethan Page. So Elba.
Xavier, I was gonna include Xavier Woods, but he just makes it under. He's 39.
Oof, just kind of close, but give him what, like 6 months, and he's joining the unction.
Good.
So yeah,
mean-
no, that's so your point is saying, so coming back to the question is your relationship with wrestling, with WWE, with
I mean, it
how
looks like
the
my
way it's
time,
looking right now. Yeah.
like the people that I grew up seeing during my time period. I'm like, huh. Like none of these. There's some guys, yeah, that I connect with, but they're also falling within that age range. Like Ilya Dragunov's not that. I think he's like about to be. I think he's in his mid-30s, but he's the only one I really like other than like Drew, who's
Well,
also an unk.
I want to look at it like this. Like I agree with your opinion, and Matt, like I understand it, but I look at it too. Like we look at the ruthless. I mean, not the ruthless aggression era, the Attitude Era. We look at guys like Edge and Christian, Matt and Jeff. They're always in the back of everything, and like we still have Gargano, we have Ciampa, we have Bronson, we have the Bronze. What I mean, we have Paul. I just feel like once those, it sounds really bad, but once those wrestlers go and leave, that's when they're able, the new crops are able to come in. And I think Gargano's like 37 too. So you might be right on that aspect of they're not being that young. We have them for a limited time. But I feel like we're at that point where the Attitude Era is like, we don't know where the direction's going. And they need someone to step up in that right way, like Cena did with Ruthless Aggression.
Yeah,
Not
but
even
just,
that. We
that
need a
whole
whole.
class, yeah.
We need another Ruthless Aggression era because they were just experimenting and throwing around the title on anybody.
Yeah.
It wasn't the long holds.
Because, I mean, I think our main staples for the next, whatever era we want to call wrestling is going to be Braun Breaker, Rhea Ripley, and then whoever that third person is. And, we don't know who that third person might be. It could be Javon Evans. It could be an Oba family.
He could believe. I don't know. From what I heard from seeing, apparently they don't like the way he talks.
Who?
Oba?
Javon.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I see it because Javon Evans is not that serious of a talker. He's not going to deliver a 4-time, like a John Cena promo. He's not going to deliver a Chris Jericho promo or Edge. He's not going to be conniving. He's a high flyer that's going to be Javon Evans.
Yeah.
But I know you're not arguing for them, but I'm just saying to WWE, we want authenticity. We don't want the same cookie cutter mold of characters. That typical like, and let me tell you that cadence. We've seen it all. We've done it all. We want new. We want fresh. We want real as it can get. And then you give us the storylines that are interesting, captivating, all this stuff.
So
And,
it's no longer about the wrestler making the promo. It's not no longer the promo making the wrestler. It's the way the wrestler handles that promo and forms around itself.
I can only deal with the same Cody Rhodes promo every single time of Eat from Rios.
Enough. You
Yeah,
disrespected me. You disrespected my lineage. You disrespected the entire WWE. Yeah. Look, I
and
love Cody. I say that lovingly. I say that lovingly, Cody. I love you, but
but look,
also,
you also
I want weird Cody. Give me weird
so
Cody again.
we have to put into fact too that we have to blame it on creative as well because they have as creative writers. Trust me, we just went through this. I was struggling to make something for Cena, right? But you kept pushing and you kept going. You're like, no, let's do it like this. I know it's different for you, but we're gonna do it like this. They have to be that part of like, okay, so he's been doing this for way too often. It's consistent. He needs to flip it and change it. Every good writer understands that things need to change every once in a while. They need to
Yeah.
get that wrestler out of the comfort zone. You know what I mean? That's what
Hmm.
makes a great writer for a wrestler. That's how, and the wrestler has to pick that up too. Like, I have been doing the damn same promo for weeks. I need to start changing it up as well.
Yeah, and
Ripley for a while.
Yeah, like Rhea. Like, Rhea's thing was so stale. And I agree with y'all. Like, it was hard for me to watch some of her stuff, and I'm a big Rhea fan. But the whole EO thing too is like, okay, it's fresh, it's different. She's not in the main event scene.
Jay
She's
also
talking,
take notes.
yeah. Jey Uso too. It's just, Matt, how you do? He's always grabbing his face. He's all,
Ray's got it. Ray's got it. Ray Uso.
and then he stumbles and yeet, yeet, and
And
then
then,
says something.
and goes, hey, let me get these raggedy ass Skechers out there. Let me get off camera before I fucking I can't cuss. A
He
crash
he
out J
speaks in
man.
he speaks in syllables.
Oh, we need the Jey Uso whisper. Um, yeah, and also to add just one last quick point on Ephraim's point. What he was referring to was us working on the John Cena video essay, and I was coming at it from a different perspective. And I think that's what we need in wrestling in general is different perspectives. Like I think of another video I put out was regarding Tony Storm and how she's exactly what wrestling is both afraid of and both needs is that first of all, openly queer woman storyline that is a feud between the two that is so
Yeah.
fresh and so like the manipulation and toxicity in that like we've never really seen that put on wrestling like that, but also the inspiration of old Hollywood, 1930s Gloria Swanson, Marilyn Monroe, like that inspiration
I don't
taking
think
from old
World
film, like
Wrestling
that's
Republican would put up with that.
exactly. Well, yeah, not definitely not the queer storyline. They're pushing it with Rio already. This is like the furthest they're gonna get. But also just
I mean,
let's take inspiration from TV. Let's take writers from TV that like
mhm.
wrestling, from film, from documentary writers. Like let's change it up. Let's take this era because we've seen already so much wrestling, almost like what 60 years of it, and it's still fairly young in the
So
respect of like art, in that scale. So let's try some shit. AEW is doing a good job of that right now. I would love to see WWE step up to that level.
I have 2 points I want to make here. To changing it and being different. Edge said this a long time ago with his feud with Cena. And I think Matt can, I think he's heard this before. Ed say it when the feud with Cena, he didn't want to have it just, they told him think inside the box. He's like, I don't want to think about it inside the box. I wanted to look at it like a cube. I wanted to look at things different angles, different ideas, things that we've never done before. And that's the thing that I think WWE product is lacking, is that they just want to be in the box so people can talk about it and nothing crazy enough where it's looking like a cube or some other shape. They don't like that, so it's kind of like ill. And then the other point I was trying to make is just with Tony Storm, her ideas and everything about it's just different. It's great, and I think you look at wrestling and people just don't pick that up anymore. So
And she's
it's just crazy.
so
Yeah.
committed to the bit that she forced it to work. Even if it didn't work initially, forced it to work. And then she lost the belt and transitioned back to her NXT UK identity. And it's this whole beautiful, crazy story that's insane and memorable. And then now her character is set up for the rest of her life where she's gonna be as over as Rover, for the rest of her life. So, that's what could happen, but instead we're probably just gonna be running back and reheating the same nachos that we've been doing the last 60 years. So
It's like missionary every single night.
every single night. Ah.
W reference. W reference.
Um, so Ray, is there anything you wanted to add regarding? I am curious to hear
This person fucking
your.
losing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
curious to hear your relationship. How because we've seen the reactions. We've seen some people say, straight up saying this is probably going to be my last. Well, this is going to be my retirement run when it comes to watching WWE. So I'm curious for you. How do you feel about it all? And
I
you
think
know,
one thing that kind of makes me very hesitant sometimes to watch the shows is just like you guys said, the creativity. It's just there's no more uniqueness. It's starting to be like reheated nachos. It's the same thing over and over. And we've even seen it in a couple of matches, just whether it's in the retirement run or just in general. It's like, oh well, I don't know. What was it? New Day and who was it? The Judgment Day a couple weeks ago.
a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago, yeah.
I think it's the whole big Grayson Waller, Big G thing, shit, whatever.
Yeah, and then it was
Never mind.
like it's stuff like that, or even on SmackDown, it's like, all right, Chelsea
Bruh, SmackDown
versus
going to 3 hours. Oh,
yeah, like it's I don't know. I just think it's more or less they need to figure out what they're doing with the talent and what they could do, because it just seems like there's so much inconsistency with that. If you could figure out a plan, heck, do a freaking draft, man. I think that's what's lacking. It just feels like the same story. Like Meechin and Jade, there you go, perfect example. Bro, we saw that when she was a face, didn't do much. Versus Jade, now as a heel. Oh, Meechin versus Jade. Like we're getting the same story over and
don't
over and
forget the whole
over.
Nia and Tiffy feud. It always circles back to that too.
Exactly. They had like
Yeah.
10 matches for
But
what?
like I said, it just lacks roster ideas. Like you need, like Ray is saying, make a draft, superstar shakeup, do something along the lines where you need to pick up talent, or start calling guys up from NXT. Like shit, I think Tatum Paxley's been on it forever. Throw her on SmackDown, throw a fresh face on there, or throw Fatal Influence. We need a new women's stable at some point. You know what I mean? Like you have so much talent that you're cooking in NXT. Though I know they want to go in there and work on things, but some are already ready for the main roster.
Yeah.
Like I
Push
would
up
love to
NXT.
see Cody Rhodes versus Ethan Page. Like he literally
Mm.
just mentioned it on NXT tonight.
Nah, I need more. I need more Ethan and Chelsea. I need more of the triple champions.
uh, yeah,
But
Ray,
like,
you were gonna say something? What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to pushing people that are actually, is a fan favorite right now. Javon Evans, look at the push he's getting. So many people have been behind him for so many years, it seems like, and now he's getting that push. You got to push up upper talent. You can't just reuse the same superstars for the same superstars. Push up talent and be different.
The thing is, I don't know
and
how they solve it. I don't know how they solve the whole TKO thing. I think I only see this getting worse because the fans just need to wake up and just be like, "Now we ain't paying this. We ain't giving into this. Like, give us some good shit and just
It-
like stop sucking up to the dollar." Because even
yeah.
I think Bailey said it is that they have a lot of good talent, but they're not using a lot of us. They're just there in the background, and that but no. But the thing is, when you're signed to WWE and you're just in catering with them, it's like fuck. Why do you want to leave? It's like, should I leave? Like, I'm in the top game, like the number one of wrestling shit. Like, I'm getting taken care of by like the best benefits and shit in the world. Like, I'm the top of the world, but I'm not doing anything.
so I also think wrestlers need to take more of a chance on themselves, like Karrion Kross, Zack Ryder, Chelsea Green. Like those wrestlers are like, I'm not resigning. Or even like a guy that's going under the radar right now, Santos Escobar.
Oh,
He's not
yeah. He
signing.
was.
And he has such talent to run a stable and do what he needs to do, and they're not pushing him on
Did he
SmackDown.
resign? Or he didn't,
No,
right?
no. They said he signed him, and then he kind of took back the offer, and he's like, "I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want it." Like that. That's one of the guys you can build up on the SmackDown roster. Have a stable run into Cody. You know what I mean? That's
Mm.
something you could do. And then, like, I want to go back to that too because when Rhea's on SmackDown, you see how fresh that was for Rhea. It's different. Like, yes, Rhea's Raw, she's a big star, but you also need big stars on SmackDown. Let Rhea be on SmackDown. She has new opportunities. They need someone for Jade. I know Bianca's coming back, but we are not too sure when.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That broken finger, but taking her out, bro. And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to recover from that shit when you need to use your finger every day.
Even looking at Drew and Cody, we've seen this match so many times, the same stipulation. Oh, Drew gets screwed. Oh, this happens. This happens. We're gonna run it back. The same thing happens. You gotta expand, bro. There's other superstars that could give Cody a shot. Maybe give Drew another shot. There's
And
so many opportunities, man.
Man, you know Ray's pissed because he said run it back and he didn't he didn't even bother hitting the run it back.
Man,
But
the
Look
Spurs
what she
game
did.
pissed
Hey,
me
Triple
off,
H,
man.
look what she did to my man, bro.
this first game
It's a Ray Uso, bro.
Bro,
Hey,
you
we're
think
we're
with
down
how
by 4.
with how big WWE is now, you think if like I go to a restaurant and like a waiter asks if I want more water, if I just go, you think you understand?
Yeah.
I
Like
think it's worth
if
a
I
shot. I think it's worth recording and giving it a shot, you know?
or if I go to Olive Garden or like Texas Roadhouse, like, oh, would you like my bread?
Yeet. My bad.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so it's happened before at fucking at work where at Popeyes I was like, can I get sausage? And the guy's like, yeet. And I was like, oh shit, like did you Jey Uso or did you just said yeet? He's like, no, Jey Uso, man, yeet. And I was like, this fucking guy, like it's so crazy to see how popular it's gotten because of these wrestlers.
Yeah. He literally
But
brought it back from the dead. Yeah.
like I just think back to Ray's
Oh,
point,
the
we
problem.
go on, Matt. Go on.
Whenever John Cena fucking retired, right? Of course, everyone was seeing it. When I walked into work, everyone was like, "Damn, sorry about John Cena shit." But people were like, "Yo, who the fuck is that guy that retired him? Like, is he new? Like, who the fuck is he?"
Yeah,
I just
but also I don't mind that because I think we've always been saying like wrestling should be more niche and the fact that
yeah.
they do care, they're like, who the fuck is that guy? That's good. That's good to me. Is like, okay, now they're at least a little curious. They're like, oh, who's
Like
this
who
Gunther
is
guy?
Gunther?
And
Yeah.
then they'll see him and they'll be like, oh, I get it. He's Drago, basically, you know?
I just want to say, go back to we were making the predictions of who was going to face Cena in the final match between the four of us.
Fuck you, Ray.
What did I do? Look, I'm already pissed off with the game. Don't start with me.
What
No,
is this me for?
what you say fuck me for? Now they fucked your first baby mama.
I'm gonna run the clip back. I'm gonna run a relevant clip back. Now go ahead, Ephraim.
What was I gonna say? Jesco told me he was like, we ended the podcast the last time. Matt was like, I actually want to see that match, but I don't want Ephraim to be right. So it was like, I'm gonna say it on the pod right now and be like, Ephraim got it fucking right. I deserve a title shot.
Nah, you're good.
We can
You
make
don't
something
deserve
happen. We'll make something
Oh, I
happen,
know.
Mr.
Oh,
CC.
Ray said it was Braun Breaker, not Gunther. Jr.
Yeah. It was Ephraim who had
I
Gunther.
thought Ray picked Dominic Mysterio.
It was like no, I think I
It
said
was Braun Breaker. It was Braun
Breaker.
Breaker because
Just
he was
roll the
like,
clip, run it back.
But like see what I mean though? Like I think it would have been poetic to have him go against somebody younger. If Breaker didn't join the division, of course. But have him go off on a young talent. Pause. But
What?
like
I think we need to. No yeet.
Pause.
No yeet.
No,
No yeet.
but like have him end off his career the way he started it. I think that would have been poetic in a sense, but instead we got a build up with just Gunther like you're gonna give up. I'm gonna tap you out, and he taps him out. I'm like, dude, come on,
People
man.
were so in denial that they were coming up with shit that like, oh, Gunther's gonna get injured in the beginning of Saturday's main
Yeah,
event.
I
They're like,
saw
oh,
that
who's gonna
too.
be the event? Or like, oh, the countdown. You know who's also associated with a countdown? Y2J.
I can't explain to you how amazing it is that Edge had to go off or Adam Copeland had to go off to film something, Percy Jackson, right as the Cena retirement tour was happening, just because the like it'll be something only we will remember is this hype, this delusion that we're like, Edge is gonna do it, Edge is gonna come in and then instead we got Matt Cardona or Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler, who we love Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder, but also it was like Chris
Do we,
Jericho and Edge, Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler.
did we ever talk about the return of those two back on the pod?
Yeah.
No,
Or it was
or
during the nostalgia episode whenever it
That's
became a
right.
thing.
right, yeah. So, I think it was Ephraim who said it was they're the company they're WWE is a publicly traded company. It's not just who does the best what will make the best product that determines who gets championships and who gets airtime. And so what I would say is you guys need to value your time and realize that WWE is taking advantage of it. And if you really love wrestling, if you love the product of and just like following stuff, there are great alternatives out there. So that's really, if I could get on my soapbox, my preacher's pulpit real quick, I would say there's a lot of cool wrestling out there, and I'm having a good time in spite of WWE.
I mean,
Um,
even Cena's entire tour is a mess. Even the fucking the last time is now tournament,
that's
Oh
true.
yeah,
the whole the
you had a
injuries and
miss.
shit.
You had Miz to it, even though he lost in the first round, it didn't make sense. So one, like, don't get me wrong, I love Miz. I love what he did at Saturday Night. But like, you add someone that you took a spot away from somebody, and I know that's something we just finished talking about, or along those lines. But like, Miz, come on, you could have like entered and had Mello or not Mello, Mello's in it too, like a Joe Hendry or somebody that actually needed to come back. Would have been nice. I would have loved to have Aleister Black in the tournament. I thought that would have been pretty cool.
That I mean, like we have to see what they do with LA Knight too, because even him, he's kind of in the gutter. I'm hoping he's just smart and he's like, "Hey, yo, we this entire time of the year, WWE kind of horrible. There ain't nothing shit to do. Write me off so I can go on vacation."
And
I'm
that's what
hoping
they
that's the
did.
case. I'm
You know,
hoping
and,
that's
and even with Knight too, don't even give him a world championship. Yeah, let him win the IC title again. Let him beat Dom, or for the first time, let him beat Dom. I'd love to see a Dom versus LA Knight promo battle.
Oh, so good. That would be incredible. Is he?
Like they just think that he's just there for the world title. No, he can go for other belts. Well, put him in a tag team. Shit.
Yeah,
It's like y'all have never played a wrestling game in your life. You've never been a GM. Like that shit helps y'all out a lot. Like go, Jesus Christ.
I know. So there
Just
you go.
let us book it.
Ideas. I know that is like the final end of this conversation. Well, there's one thing I want to ask, and then we'll get into the sharpshooter.
We brought that back.
We're right here. We're right here. See, Race.
Ray's scared. He got PTSD, man.
Look,
God
the
forbid I
Spurs-
want to get to know my friends.
Hey, Spurs just lost. All right, man. I'm already more depressed talking about
Oh,
this.
we lost? I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
Knicks. They won a big title.
You haven't seen Ray. He has just been crashing out this entire podcast. That's why he's been
I have.
But-
Yeah.
damn.
like
You're just like Santi right now. Santi's fucking
Blue
John
Jays.
Cena's goat, and then the Blue Jays, yeah.
in devastating fashion, by the way. That was rough. So I mean, the question I had for y'all before the question, how would you grade John Cena's retirement tour?
6, 7.
6-7. I can't even count my fucking thunder anymore without making it 6-7. I'm like, fuck, 6-7.
Like a. I don't
That's
know, like
Jessica doing the fucking Chris Evans laugh.
Nah, Ray, don't do it now. Don't try to hop on the wave now. This is my bit. It's my gimmick.
What do you mean?
Okay?
I always
This is
clap
my
when I
bit.
laugh.
We can't
You
take
know
other people's
what?
gimmick, okay?
You know
We
what?
can't
You
take
know
other people's
what?
gimmick.
Get out of here, man.
Yeah, you can. Look at LA Knight.
You know what?
That's-
I sit corrected. What are how would y'all grade John Cena's retirement tour? And also why?
Letter grade or just
Letter grade,
Letter-
and I would love a little bit of an explanation why.
honestly, and pause, but like D.
You gonna give him that D, Ray? You gonna give Triple H that D?
Pause.
Jesus.
I mean,
Jesus.
there was outside of
You gonna give Triple H that D?
chill. Outside of like 2 or 3 things, just as soon as like the whole heel turn happened and there was no like vision for it afterwards, it derailed everything. It literally killed. I think even the clip Cena brings up where he's like, "Oh well, you got to make sure the finale sticks. You can't build up 400 pages and the ending
Boy,
sucks
did
and it
they
screws it up."
predict that shit and
Hey,
fuck it
Triple
up.
H said, "There's a way. There's a way. There's a
But
way."
like-
It's like
but like-
echoing in my head like a nightmare.
But see, having that, like not having a vision for what that heel turn is gonna be like, screwed the whole retirement point because we were on here like, hey, this is what we think could happen. The Rock could do this. Somehow we were hyped on Travis. We're like, oh my gosh, it's Travis Scott. But once The Rock came out, I was like, oh yeah, so I only just came because the ticket sales were low. That was
I
it.
mean, even just hearing that shit of from Logan Paul's podcast, apparently like them announcing like he was supposed to show up to that Raw and they didn't show up, and they're like, "Well, fuck, we got to change this now." Oh, Logan, get out there.
Yeah, because it's like, dude, like you just derailed months of buildup for what? Like you just wasted dates.
My
That
thing
was
is too.
it.
I wish WWE and Travis's fan base would clown and would just being like, "Hey, yo, Jelly Roll really showed your ass."
It takes a lot for me to say because I was not expecting anything from Jelly Roll, and somehow he outperformed Travis Scott. Ugh, yeah. Ray, is there anything else you wanted to add
Just
to that?
just yeah, like it wasn't bad. There was some good moments in it. I'm not gonna say it was
A D is
completely
pretty bad.
horrible,
A D grade is pretty
but
bad.
It's like
but
a
So yeah,
it's
seven, maybe.
you're giving like a D plus. I was
Yeah.
gonna say
D
I was gonna give
plus.
it a fucking C minus.
C minus. I could work with that too. It's like I don't know. It's just they the moment they turned him heel and had no vision,
No
killed me.
vision.
Had they had a vision for it, maybe this is an alternate, universe where maybe he does go out like CM Punk with the championship.
I'm
But
glad Ray understood that reference.
I got you. I got you.
There it goes.
But
Sorry, I
yeah, I
was trying to
mean,
fix my camera.
but yeah, it was just it didn't do much. Like,
Mm,
and by the time it did, it was already too late.
yeah. How about y'all? What grade are you guys giving the Cena retirement tour?
Matt, you want to go next?
I mean, I think I said C minus.
Yeah.
Part of me is leaning towards C plus, but then I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's hard to balance out because there was a lot of Cena in the beginning of the year, and it was with the heel stuff that we got, but then like the good stuff we got, but it was so little of it and so far apart.
Ironically enough, when you turn him heel and you should be like taking away his appearances, you give him a lot of it, and then when he turns face, it's like, all right, well, I'll see you like every 2 months, you know? Like I would have given, so real quick, I'll
That
just go real
that
quick.
gap from WrestlePalooza to like
Yeah,
Raw and SmackDown, or just the Raws, or even WrestlePalooza was long.
it was rough. It was rough. It was like, damn, is Cena still retiring after this year? You know, like we were kind of, I remember around that time, we are starting to get into a little bit of delusion of like, maybe he just shows up randomly, like on a couple dates that and gives us even more than 36. Um, and I'm thinking about it and I'm like, man, what I would give to take away some of those some of those Brock Lesnar promos, some of the Cody Rhodes promos, for like, I don't know, maybe he just shows up and does commentary during the Last Time Is Now tournament, or just cut a promo with Gunther and get him in the ring with Gunther after he won the match. But yeah, like for me, I'll just go real quick. I'm also giving him that D because they're like 9 months out of the year, I was just kind of like what's going on here? What are we doing with Cena? And then the 3 months happened. He turned face in the summer, and then he left. And then there are 3 months there where it was like, oh, this is interesting. AJ Styles, that was fun. You got the IC title, and all this stuff. And then we were back in La La Land. And then this happens, and it's like, oh, again, this was an unsatisfying conclusion to an unsatisfying story. And if you wanted to give us a cliffhanger of like, all right, now you pick it up, kid, you pick up the torch, because I'm too old to do this now. Um, kind of was just like lackluster, and if the rest of the run was great, if he went on this crazy heel run and then we had a great justification, that is still like the craziest thing to me is that he just turned face in the span of one promo was like, and the fact that we all bought into it too, because we're like, we all fucking hate this, right? All right, like I'm into it, whatever. Like the line will always be in my head rent free is, guys, I don't want to ruin wrestling. I love wrestling. Like what? Like, bro, that's like 6 months out of the year that you're just like, I'm gonna ruin wrestling. I'm gonna take it away. I'm like, okay, man. So for me, I'm giving
He
him
just
that
watched
D.
Superman, man. That's
That's enough. That is enough. Um, and then he came
He
out in the red and
posted it on his
blue for
Instagram
SummerSlam.
story, and then he came up. Yeah,
Yeah, it shit happens, Sometimes you need a little a movie it can change your life. I get that for sure. Um,
that's my headcanon
yeah.
that he just watched Superman.
In that case, I'll also bring it up to a C minus if we're working with that logic. But yeah, Mr. CC.
Um, to what you guys are saying, and I have a lot to say, and I think a lot of people might disagree with me, but the reason why I wanted to make that John Cena myth video is because I wanted to feel special like I did during this retirement run. And if I never did that, I would have never felt as special as I did watching that match because his Bellator did not make me feel special whatsoever. It made me feel like I was just watching someone that I used to know on TV. He would come out and do what he did for a couple minutes, and I was like, "Yay, John Cena!" And then like it just didn't pan out the way it needed to pan out. So what Chesko said about the promo of him changing from a heel to the face so quickly, no build up, no nothing, no overarching story. I'm a big story guy. I like when things connect and make sense. So for me, I'm gonna give it an F. I agree.
Oh,
Yep, I will give it an F.
The heel run
I
could have been lived without, but there are some moments and bars.
the only thing that I would save it from not being an F and put it to D like the other two with Ray and Chesko was the Dominic Mysterio stuff. That was been my favorite thing of all time. Those two, that little feud from there made it so good. But everything else from the heel turn, from his promos in Brussels and with Cody,
CM Punk only being
CM
a
Punk
2 week
stuff,
build
two
and
week
a
build,
match in Saudi with
and I
400 run-ins.
and
Another thing too is just that there was no promo battles. It's just one week you'll talk, the next week I'll talk.
yeah. So I look at it like this. It was kind of like, oh, cool. Oh, he said that, badass. All right, now I'm gonna
No
forget about
fine
it. And
speech, not
no
once.
fine. Yep, and just whatever. I'm going back to my regular day, going back to my computer job and working on it. That's pretty much how I felt. And maybe because for most of the time I was at work watching his stuff, so it didn't hold a special place for me. But like, there was nothing for me to attach myself to Cena. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's why I gave it an F. Like I said, that Dom stuff was my favorite thing because like I said, I wanted him to rehash it with Punk, but none of the story made sense. Really, in Saudi Arabia, or really in this place with Orton, really like I get it, like, it's hometown and whatever. You want Punk to go to Saudi Arabia and apologize, but to me, it wasn't something that I expected, and everything to me just felt lackluster, and it
You know what's
just
crazy? The only thing I have that I would say I've seen all of Cena's matches or like appearances this year, but I haven't seen the WrestleMania match.
Cody and Cena?
That's the only match I haven't seen, like appearance out of the 36. I
Wow.
haven't seen that one.
And
and
that's another thing is you have Cena win 17, break the record. He's officially statistically the greatest of all time. And it didn't feel like anything.
It was a
I'm watching it with
horrible way
my
to
exactly.
end
friend.
it.
I'm watching it with my friend DJ. Shout out to DJ. And we're just kind of just sitting there. We're like, huh, it's cool. Like I didn't get no goosies, no chills, none of this, nothing.
Like
No.
like I said, it didn't feel like we were connected. It felt like Cena came out there and said, "I'm going to give you or Triple H." He came out and said, "This is what you're getting. You're going to like it or not." And there was no connection to the fans. There was
Yeah.
nothing. He turned him heel for Travis Scott and The Rock to sell tickets for Elimination Chamber to get a pop. You could have done things so different, and I think that's what ruined it for me. Once I figured out Travis and Rock were not coming out, because I was like, dude. And that match was so lackluster, and Cena's like saying that was just the beginning match. Like, no, as a storyteller, that match is supposed to connect us to what's going to happen to Cody. Cody was gone, and you became a heel. Yeah, Where's that connection between the fans and yourself? Like, what was it? Because you gave us a shitty match, and that's all we're going to be talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what? As much as I appreciate what he was trying to do with like I give you guys nothing, like no new music, no new gear. I get it, but we just can't disconnect the image of John Cena in our childhoods and cheering for Cena from the image of John Cena. And I don't know, man. I'll always stand on the business of you should have changed up something, just because
Wear
it
your
just
hat
feels weak to me.
backwards.
Yeah, wear the hat backwards like he did against Nick Aldis. Like that shit
That's the
was
most shining
hilarious.
part. Yeah, that was the most shiningest part of his heel run was that.
It's him
I'm a
turning his
champion.
cap backwards.
Yeah,
I'm the
I'm a
champ. What are you doing to
champion.
me out there?
Yeah, greatest thing ever about that heel run was that because
Yeah.
because I look at that
The
heel
pipe
run
bomb.
the more that I think about it, he should have acted the way Becky was acting in this heel run right now. This goofy heel that gets in stupid trouble because she runs her mouth too much. You know what I mean? Why am I tapping?
Mm,
Da, 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 da. She's very
mm.
boastful, comic book like villain.
That's
Cena
another
could
thing.
have.
They didn't get their shit together because Becky Lynch is just arguing with like the air or everyone because she's supposed to be feuding with AJ Lee, but she's not there.
And she, goddamn it, she's trying her best. She's doing her damnedest to
Yep.
make this interesting.
But like I
But
said,
you
we're
know,
drawn
it's
to Becky.
tough.
We're
Yep,
drawn because
yep.
she's doing her job. Cena
Because
should have
AJ Lee took
done.
a Maxine's moment.
Yeah, she did. And that's the hardest part too. It's like, dude, come on now. Like, let Maxine win. I even
Because
called her
who
Francesco.
got interviewed after that championship win? Not
It was AJ.
Maxine.
Yeah.
Mm. So yeah, oh my God, you bring that up. I don't know why. That really, because they invested so much into Maxine, and for her to not even get any, yeah.
I mean, she put on a
I'm
good match with what's her name, Ivy
Ivy
Nile this
Nile.
week
with
on
Ivy
Raw.
Nile.
The thing that
Yeah,
sucks though, we finally got like Nanny Neidhart kind of, and then she taps the Maxine.
Everybody just typing out all of a sudden. I guess that's the way to go into 2026. Just
Is
the
this
year of the tap.
WWE's having trouble building stars, and they're trying to diminish their legends, and that's the hardest part too with it because you're building new stars, but you're targeting legends. There's a way to do it, and you guys are not doing it. And
All I know
like,
is I'm hoping we get like a Peacock documentary of John Cena, and I want to see these WWE in real episodes.
yeah,
Is that the WWE models? We're gonna make a product so shitty that you're gonna want to know the behind the scenes of it. Is that what TKO they all sat around the boardroom and they're like, guys, we're gonna
I
do a
want to see
draft.
those. I want to see those arguments or those conversations. Like, who fucking idea was it for Gunther in the tap? In the tap, whose idea was it?
Oh, I got a
it's
good
gonna be
guess.
Michael Hayes.
I got a good guess. I think it's the Freebird himself. I think he's
Michael,
like,
I
look
think we should let him
here.
tap.
Yeah, I think you should tap out with a smile on his face, actually.
I think Jay Uso should win the Royal Rumble. Excuse you? You the
It's
one
like
that
that.
fucking started this.
It's like that meme of the guy that he's like, they're in the board meeting and it's like, oh, I think we should do this, and everyone looks at him and then they throw him out the window. I think that's the fate that I would like Michael Hayes to receive at some point, at some point. But yeah, that's I think we've we've given our feelings and thoughts on the Cena retirement tour some time. Ray's got a hard out. He's a, you know, we're
I'm a
coming up on
college
his
student.
scheduled time. I would do want to end it off with how we started this was
Crying?
when was the first time with 9/11? No, with
Crazy.
when was the first time that wrestling broke your heart?
For me, yeah, I mean, since I recently watched it, I would say for me, WrestleMania 39, Roman and Cody, just because at that time I was like I said, I'm barely getting into wrestling. I was behind Cody Rhodes and I was like, dude, I didn't know much about Roman's
Did
character.
that break your heart, or did fucking um, but not at WrestleMania?
Oh shoot, I forgot that existed too.
Everyone does.
Everyone wants to, I
No.
think. Yeah.
I think WrestleMania just because I was so behind Cody's character and they're like, dude, like, yes, and I didn't know much about Roman's character. I just know he was a top guy. He held it for so many years, and the way they were building it, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be it. And then he loses, and I was like, what the heck did I just watch? I was like, there's no way. But I don't know. Again, that was for me because I recently watched it. This one, Cena tapping would be realistically, but we're not including Cena, so
No, you can. You know, like I mentioned, this is a lot of people's first real wrestling
Mm,
heartbreak, and
okay, well
very valid.
then,
It's a very valid answer. Yeah, absolutely.
and then well, no, then fine. It would be Cena just because we brought up many times like he's never lost an I Quit match. So to have him kind of go out, him tapping, and I know everybody brings up, his face. It feels like he's at peace, but I think this was just one of those moments where he's literally a living legend. He gave so much for wrestling. People that don't watch wrestling knew John Cena from wrestling. You could ask him about Ric Flair. I only know the guy because of the song with the Migos. You could ask them about anybody else. They're not gonna know. But John Cena, oh, they'll know John Cena for this. You can't see me, the championships. So to have him go out like that, like that was like a punk move.
And you brought it up, the moment of him being at peace and tapping out, and someone that said like, "Oh, he didn't give up, he let go." But I'm like, if realistically, I don't believe him that he's at peace. I don't believe him he's at peace with the retirement tour we had. Like, it's just what we're saying, where it's like it was. The writer says that he is at peace.
John
You
Cena
know.
has a very much as a play as a failure to the retirement tour because he could have straight up said, no, I don't want to do this or anything. But no, he was just being a bottom. I mean, like, you're just being a good soldier.
Basically, what happened?
He was
Trying to
basically
carry
just being an
across.
actor of just being handed to the director of the script and here you're gonna do this. He's like, okay, I'll play the part.
Except the one time he didn't, and it maybe created the best match of the year was
Yep,
AJ
AJ.
No,
Styles and Cena.
did you you, I thought you watched the Chris Van Vliet interview.
Oh, where you say
Uh,
he didn't do that. It was
They had the idea that like we're gonna go to AJ Styles, and it was like, was it no story? He was like, give me 2 hours to think of a story. And he's like, what if I tweet it out?
I'm
I
just
don't believe that though. I just feel like that was just
I don't believe it either. I am gonna choose to believe my own myth there, my own truth.
I haven't watched
Um,
any interview with Cena yet, just because I don't. I want Cena material, and I just want to hear what he's had to say. And I'm just waiting for him to be off of WWE's radar for a couple months or years.
I mean, he's
When he's
doing an
a,
ambassador thing, so
it's gonna
when
be a
he's
while.
able, yeah.
you
So
think Cena's gonna be on his deathbed and he's gonna be like, all right, I had enough of this shit. All right,
yeah.
here's this, this, and this.
I want Cena to tell everybody, all right, fuck that retirement tour, man. They fucked me over.
yeah, he's like Chris Van Vliet. I want one more interview, but like on his deathbed, you hear the
Mhm.
beep beep, and it's like
You can
Triple H
actually
fucked
see me.
me beep. um,
Well, I don't think he's got it. And Triple H, Paul Levesque's voice. Well,
yeah. Ephraim, do you have is there a moment? What was the first moment or like the first like big moment that broke your heart?
Is it Edge retiring?
Well, that was sadder. I did cry when Edge retired the first time. It made me feel many emotions, but I don't think it really broke my heart. It made me sad because I was not going to see Edge and hear Metalingus anymore.
Mm, yeah.
But
When Jeff
any
Hardy got another DUI.
no, not that. No. One of the issues I had was Brock winning in the whole span of 2015 until he left against Drew McIntyre during the COVID year. That's one of them. But one of the things that really broke my heart, I told Chesko this over the phone a long time ago. I was a big Nexus fan. I watched NXT in the first season with Wade Barrett, Otunga, and all of them. Not Husky Harris, but Otunga, Gabriel, Slater, Wade Barrett, with all of them. I was a big Nexus fan when they debuted. I thought they were really cool. So the first heartbreak I had was when they lost at SummerSlam to John Cena. I didn't want. This is the
Mm,
first time in my life I did not want John Cena to win. He pretty much said, "Nope, I don't want the Nexus winning." And as you know, you get older, you start figuring things out. You hear rumors, but I really was sad because I feel like, yeah, that's the end of the Nexus, and that kind of made me go, okay. I think that's the end of one of my favorite groups and one of my favorite factions because they're a big group and they had their issues, but them losing at SummerSlam really hurt those guys. And
mm.
they try their best with Punk to bring him back, but after that loss at SummerSlam, they ruined them in a year, which really sucked.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
and it's funny too that we talk about the Gunther thing because Cena said, "Well, I don't want the crowd to go home unhappy." Because so it's kind of
Yeah.
like, are you serious? Now you want to be the guy that pushes people over? You're gonna go back in there and did that for the Nexus?
Cut
Like
to cut to AEW,
he
AEW. We
does.
want Vince. We want Vince. Ooh,
So
ugly
yeah,
night.
that was the first time I realized, yeah, John Cena. That's a little bit of hate. I was on the John Cena hate train for a while. I even have a Seth Rollins T-shirt. Let me a second. Y'all can say yours, but somewhere in here.
Yeah. Matt, do you have one?
I mean, I could say like Bray Wyatt. I could say
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah, Bray.
That's a big one.
Okay,
there's
so
Bray. There's yeah.
I was anti Cena, like really way back. So I have this old "Never Shuts Up" shirt, and then
Ah,
it says "You can't see the knee," and it has "Hustle, loyalty, blah blah blah," and it's a Seth Rollins shirt when he broke Cena's nose back in 2015, because that's when that hate started, and the whole Punk Revolution thing became into it. So it was kind of like a big, hate because he ruined the Nexus.
mm,
So
mhm.
was this during when he beat Cena for the U.S. title?
Cena or Rollins?
When Rollins beat Cena, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When he beat Rollins, oh, Rollins beat Cena for the U.S. title.
But from what I can think of, like recently, TKO just buying WWE and the prices and shit. Because I remember the biggest heartbreak whenever like I got the WrestleMania tickets, but then shit happened, and I was like, fuck, all right, I gotta sell these. And then, but I still took the trip to Vegas, and then just being outside the arena as the thing starts, and just seeing because tickets were going by like that, like they would upload ticket and then disappear, and then I would refresh the page, and I went through every single website, like SeatGeek, Ticketmaster, fucking Game Time, every single one, nothing, or just overpriced as hell. I was like, yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Mine is kind of I have a couple. A lot of them are centered around Cody Rhodes, in case you can't tell, I'm a big Cody guy. And I also, similar to Bray, got into wrestling really like quite recently, 2022. One is when Judgment Day won the belts back from Jay and Cody, because I'm just like, that was the
Mm,
first like real like what are we doing here? You just gave him a 9-day reign after they cut an amazing segment and the post show. Like okay, this just doesn't make sense. Um, Also, yeah, WrestleMania 40, I think, was the first time where it's like my heart was broken from the quality of the product. Because night one, I remember I drove all the way, like I drove 3 hours to hang out with my buddy who was leaving for Spain, DJ, and we're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be such fun. And the first match we tuned into, because I was running a little bit late, LA traffic is crazy. The first match we saw was Viking Raiders versus versus the New Day, and I'm just sitting here and I'm like. Yeah, man. And then Logan Paul and AJ Styles, when that match came on, he was like, "Yeah, I don't think I want to watch this." And I'm like, "I kind of agree. Do you want to play like a quick round of like Dragon Ball Z Fighter real quick, and we'll come back to WrestleMania. WrestleMania, like this is supposed to be the big show, not the big show, but the biggest show of wrestling."
Whoa.
I
No,
was
no,
gonna
no, no,
sing
no,
it.
no,
I
no,
was
no,
gonna
no,
sing
no. Wait,
it.
wait, 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 wait.
Wait.
But it's a big show, and then we're watching the main event. No, wait. But we're watching the main event, and we're like, oh shit, the presentation is great. Cena comes out, it's all black, and he's just very like stoic. And DJ, he grew up on Cena, and he was like, whoa, like he hadn't tuned in at the product at all. So he's like, whoa, this is kind of cool,
Why
And
is
I'm like,
Cena not running into
yeah,
the
this
ring?
is so cool, right? And then the match happens, and it's the most boring. Like they're just sitting around circling the ring, and then Travis Scott comes in, and I saw his face, and he was like. And my heart, and let me tell you, my heart broke because I could tell he was like, I wanted this to be our thing where it's like he's getting back into wrestling, and I have another buddy that I can talk about wrestling with, and I can tell
Bro,
he was just kind of like, hmm.
this shit fucking sucks because whenever I tried getting my girlfriend into it, or even like people from like work and shit, Like they were seeing the Cody Rhodes and Rock shit all over the feed. Like whenever like it was picking up, I was like, bro, wrestling is fucking like cool. People are like, really? Like it's fake or fucking like that like kid shit. What the hell? I'm like, dude, watch it. And like as the Rock and shit was getting intense all over social with the Rock and Cody, people were like, oh, like damn, what the hell? Like, oh, Cody won. That's good. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start watching. And then as soon as you get people to start watching, shit just fucking tag.
How it goes, yeah.
Yeah. Lord
Yeah,
knows
we're watching this shit.
I'm trying to get my homies onto wrestling, my real like around here, and
He was gonna say his real homies.
no, yeah, you guys, y'all know you're my real homies, but all that to say, it's that's why I asked you guys was like, what are some maybe this will be a sharpshooter for a future episode, but what are some matches that you'd recommend for newbies to understand like, okay, this encapsulates wrestling because it's not I can't just tune into a random Raw or to SmackDown and or even like a PLE from WWE. It's like I can't it's got to be a very specific show that I know is going to be a banger. And even then, WrestleMania 40 is my biggest example. Or no, sorry. If I said 40 earlier, I meant 41. WrestleMania 41, I can't
I
even
don't know
trust
if I
that
want people
now.
watching the Royal Rumble right now either.
That too, because then they're going to be like, why are they all dressed like Power Rangers right now? And I'm like, yeah, I'm Saudi. They don't,
You know,
so corporate.
the girl I'm talking to, that's her biggest complaint. She's like, tell them not fucking wear women wear Power Ranger suits. Like she's like, they're gonna look all fucking stupid. Like she's literally mad about that aspect of it alone.
Yeah, because that's mad uncomfortable. Are you kidding me? Wearing the tight latex for, the hour before the Rumble, and then you're waiting. If you're like number 29, you're just waiting there, sweating your ass off, and then you gotta go out there. I don't know. Obviously, they get paid, amounts of money for this. This is what they get paid for, but
That's so dumb.
it's the
I mean,
principle of it. It's the principle of
I
it, and then all the things matriculates down to like, yeah, the outfits and the
I
the
really
lack of
loved
pops for women. Like they're putting on bangers, and they're just kind of like, we don't believe women should fight and be out here doing anything. So fuck this match. I'm like, all
Shit,
right,
honestly, to be fair, the women should get their own pay per view on a different day and just do the Rumble in a different location.
yeah,
Just give the woman the whole show.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Royal Rumble could be a two-day show, and then you just have the guys do their Royal Rumble in Saudi, and then the ladies do their thing in New York or something, and
Like, and have the woman fucking kill it because we all know they can.
I
and
really
they're
loved
carrying
Ilya
WWE right now, to
Dragunov
be honest.
versus
Yeah.
Gunther, like that entire series. But then after the Cena match, I'm like, I don't want to see Gunther right now.
You see Gunther in your nightmares. He's your sleep paralysis demon. Just
I wanna go back to what Jessica said earlier, like because I don't think none of us really gave the answer besides Matt. Was how do you feel after Cena retirement?
yeah.
I just kind of feel lackluster. Like I don't, there's nothing going on, so there's no point of me watching it at the moment. I'm just tired of it. Like of course I want to see the Punk, but like I'm like when Theory revealed her, I was like, okay, cool. Like I'd rather just watch
Yeah,
NXT.
yeah. And can I tell you something? Is I will probably only be following the WWE from social media clips that I come across,
Yeah,
and they will probably see that as like, yes, yeah, we got social media followers, we got the metrics are crazy because what we do is we create moments for
Yeah,
social media and virality, and it's like, yeah, dude, it's literally we're not. It's like
you would say
something where
that,
it's
but the
like.
Netflix numbers and the ESPN numbers say different.
It's like one of those things where it's like we're not laughing with you, we're laughing at you. We're only watching the clips in spite of the overall, you know,
Product.
product. And because of that, yeah, you're getting these numbers, but also to what end? Like I'm not buying ESPN Plus. I'm sorry.
yeah.
That's just out of principle. Nope.
Another thing too that breaks my heart is how they treated Peacock.
Oh, dude, they screwed him over big
So,
time.
so the way they treated Peacock was such an horrible like deal with them saying, "Oh, you get, we're gonna
You get
go
nothing.
crazy. You get nothing."
Full Cena.
And it's kind of like, you serious? These guys, you've been on their app for so long that I know. Like, we got Peacock because of y'all, and you fit perfectly on there for other people that can't afford ESPN Plus or Max, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you have to put into fact that those guys were there. We didn't have, what was it, that Shark Tale thing? what would you be if you didn't have me or something like that? I forget what she says. Where she's like, the fame, the money, you had me.
Nobody loved me when I was nobody. I
There you
did.
go. Yeah.
Mm.
That's where I feel like Peacock was. It was
I
there.
mean, even when WWE started getting more popular, Peacock upped their price because whenever I found out like WWE, like whenever I got back into it and they were on Peacock, I was like, oh shit, $10? I'd be just fucking.
Mm-hmm.
And
Dude,
then it
I
went to
remember.
12, then it went to 15.
Dude, I remember when it first came on, it was like $2 for WWE, and WWE gave you a discount. Like stuff like that is what made WWE so special.
What's
Now
WWE app?
it's just I miss the app, man. The app was so precious to me. It was the app that I only paid for in high school me. I got a credit card just to pay for that app.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And then you
so
and I think
gone.
we've mentioned this a couple different times. You pay for ESPN Plus to watch the PLEs, but you don't even get the entire library of, it's like the NBA now where it's like you gotta pay for your local provider to watch your local games, and then you gotta
Yep.
pay for ESPN, then you gotta pay for
Yep.
Amazon Prime, and some games I'm sure it's streaming on another platform, and it all adds up to like you're paying $120 to a month to watch a product that you're just kind of hate watching, which by the way, I would advise anyone just don't hate watch, just value your time, love yourself a little more, like
Catch the
go
highlights.
go watch the highlights as Adam Silver would say. Is like that's what they want from you is just go watch the highlights. And I'm like, oh, I'm sitting here like, you know what? I will. And I'll go ahead and watch the full product with some of these other companies that I think are doing good stuff. So, it all eventually you just gotta, as I think Matt said, is like you just gotta value your dollar and your time a little bit more and just, you know, boycott the product at a certain point, once they cross whatever your threshold is, just go like Cena and give up. Just tap out with a smile on your face. Just
Yeah, I just dropped $200 to fix my fucking phone for this pod, and it was like, go.
just let the demons win,
I'm
Let the
about to
demons win.
I'm about to spend $3 on a car, so I give up.
Exactly. And look, that's where we're at in life is like we got to start as Cena goes and as our childhood dies a little bit, we're having to face things like this and
We want to fuck Toronto.
and if you look, we're gonna leave the Patreon, the GoFundMe and the link in the description. If you want to pay for Matt's phone and Ephraim's car, then we'll have categories. So it's like you can pick which one you're paying
Raise
for.
school.
Raise
Hey,
tuition.
I take it.
My feet, if you want my feet, because
Hey,
I'm not
yo,
gonna give
hold
them there for
up.
free.
Look, my car is used, okay, so it's not that expensive.
So with that said, I think that's where we'll call it a night. We'll call it a pod. Go ahead and do all the stuff, the subscribe, the commenting. Let us know how you
What?
feel about WWE, about Cena's retirement. Was it tapping the right decision? Um, is Ephraim looking sexy as hell right now? We all know the answer is yes. What stage of grief are you in? So, were you gonna say something, Ephraim?
We're using it as
Just
a thumbnail.
watch our other product as well. Appreciate it so much.
Hell yeah, man. We got a couple video essays, but the most recent one, if you guys want to live in La La Land with us regarding Cena for a little bit and just go down memory lane, go ahead and check out the video essays as well and watch some good wrestling. There's a lot of it out there. Um, wait. Oh yeah. Go ahead and end the podcast how we always do, Ray. Every single time. Our staple, it's our nightly routine.
All right, I got you. Where are my glasses? There's someone back here.
Forgive him.
I already cut to black.
Nah. You gonna get this yeet. You gonna get this 4-letter.
Yo. Without my
One
consent,
word.
though? Without my consent.
Jesus Christ.
No yeet.
Yeet.